Beloved souls, I am Jesus. I come to fulfill my commitment to my brothers and sisters upon the earth, to speak of the truth that I understand and wish to share through this instrument. How wonderful it would be if I could manifest in the flesh and speak to you directly. Yet, through this instrument, the flow of words and truth is adequate, for he receives them well. We are bonded well in love. We continue on this journey of sharing truth in the hope of inspiring and uplifting humanity, for there is so little of this truth available to my brothers and sisters. They are more likely to read books or know sermons from those in churches, and think with their own idle thoughts of that which they accept as truth, but in many ways is distorted and often reflect the human condition rather than that of the mind and nature and soul of God. We make great efforts to come to earth, to speak in this way, so as to help inspire the human journey toward the soul, that many may come to understand what lies within them, what is truly a part of them, that aspect that is often hidden and withers, because of a lack of acknowledgement and love. It is our desire to help ignite an interest and acceptance in that deep and powerful part of the individual, that is their soul. I have spoken many times of how this may be accomplished through prayer to God, the source of all love, that He may through the workings of the Holy Spirit open that doorway to the soul, and that His love, His essence, may flow into the soul. When you put forth with sincerity and the power of your desire to receive this gift from God, so it shall be given freely and abundantly, thus, placing you on this journey to discovering your soul. Through discovering your soul, discovering the nature of God's universe and God's soul, no higher journey or truth is within the universe than this. It is for each individual to come to recognize its veracity, power and wonderment, transforming the individual from that which is of the human qualities and creation to that which is touched by the divine, and transformed by the essence of God. The will of man is a great power in the world, especially the material world. The thoughts of man are like the tides. They move in waves and currents, ebbs and flows that encompass your world. Collectively, the thoughts of humanity are a powerful force that affects every creature upon the planet. Every aspect of your world is affected by these thoughts. As I have explained, you are creating your own reality through your thoughts and your actions. The exertion of your will upon this world is altering it, changing it, and often disrupting the flow of that which is of its natural cycles, reflecting the laws and creation of God. Yet, each individual lacks the will and desire to recognize these effects which they help to create in the world. Instead, they are busy empowering their mind to create thoughts and imagine ideas and visions, empowering their own ambitions and desires so that they may act in the world as a free agent, or at least, they believe they are free agents in the world. None of you are removed or separate from your brothers and sisters. You do not act in isolation to others. Indeed, many of your actions are the result of the collective thoughts and the power of those thoughts to influence the individual. Your cultures seek to organize and regiment the thoughts and desires of those who are a part of it. There are rules and regulations, expectations, those things which readily inform the individual as to the limitations of their actions and the desired collective outcomes, which benefit society. The great power of a culture is to enlist the majority of individuals within it to be in compliance with the general flow of that culture and belief system. It is difficult to remove oneself from these imperatives and powerful flows of thought that are shared among your brothers and sisters. The power of your will is great. Although you are not a free agent, you possess the ability to make choices and to act upon those choices in accordance to your desires and thoughts. Yet, Most of these choices and thoughts are the result of many influences and currents within the world, which direct the individual towards various goals, desires, and motivations which determine daily life. There is freedom and there is no freedom. There are desires and yet, these desires reflect common ideas and goals. Motivations are not original. The outcomes of one's life are often determined by the collective consciousness of the world. Because humanity is often asleep to these forces and issues in their lives, they move unconsciously in response to the elements and forces that are created by humanity. Even their language determines much of what is contained within the thoughts of individual. Societal norms ensure that the individual is compliant to the general expectations of it. Moving outside of these norms and against the general flow of human occupation and outcomes, has a great price to be paid by the individual. Consequently, many are compelled to comply with the general expectations of society, so they may gain the benefits of that society, that they may gain status, power, material comforts and security with their compliance. For the vast majority, this is enough of a reward to continue to be a harmonious part of the material world and its expectations and outcomes. Yet, I speak of the shifting and transformation of human consciousness towards something deeper and indeed, more fulfilling. Yet, the act of focusing upon the individual soul, and the development of that soul, is often contrary to the expectations that are a part of your life. Those around you who are asleep, wish to sleep comfortably and not be disturbed. Yet, when you seek to live a life that is different from theirs, you cause a disturbance. You bring an element of discomfort to their consciousness and you are often confronted with rejection or a sense of anger toward your newfound flow of life. Thus, it is very difficult for the individual to counteract the great momentum and flow of human consciousness that is primarily motivated by materialism and fear. Few seek the alternative, for they fear the outcomes of not being compliant with the desires of society in a complete way. Compliance is a major component of the collective human endeavors upon your world. Without acceptance and acquiescence to the general flow of those expectations placed upon you, then you disrupt this flow, and you challenge what you call the status quo. It is not easy to challenge the norms of a society. It has never been easy to go against its grain. But for change to happen in the world, there must be those individuals who are willing to challenge and to express an alternative to what is the norm. Without those brave souls, society will continue to acquiesce to the powers that be, to the belief systems and paradigms that are created by common human endeavor. Without your engagement within this flow, you are often considered an outcast, an oddity, an aberration. Yet, I encourage you to be that individual who seeks to express truth, and to live truth, even though doing so may disrupt the common flow of society. I am not suggesting that you become violent or disruptive, merely to live your life in accordance to the laws and understanding that come with a soul awakened and the truth alive within your consciousness. By asserting your will, and expressing yourself powerfully within the world in harmony with these laws, in harmony with love, in harmony with God's will, you become a formidable force for change. Each soul must act accordingly, a true expression of who they are, and within the limitations of what can be expressed in a society that does not cause harm or unfortunate outcomes to your brothers and sisters. It requires your will, but it also requires humility, a desire to follow the will of God, and to do so quietly but persistently. That this may be expressed within your lives without confronting and accusing others of not being in compliance with God's laws of love. Rather, turn your scrutiny inward. Seek where you are not compliant with love and with His laws. Seek to truly be a light, pure, powerful, and beautiful. Seek to share your love with others, uplifting your brothers and sisters, and be an active agent of God moving within your communities and your world. This will serve to awaken others. Rather than be attached to the outcomes of your efforts and service, I implore you to have faith that what you do will have far-reaching effects in the world, and that often the outcomes of your acts are not readily perceived in the moment. It is best to follow the will of God and to act accordingly, quietly, humbly, yet powerfully. This brings grace to your life. It will develop within you a form of charisma, a power, an inner power that will draw many to you, for they will feel the power of your light and love, and they will want to be your friend. They will want to have what you have, for their souls will respond to your soul. The power of your soul lit by God's love will serve to awaken others, for a soul which carries the truth of God's love is like a silent bell toll, which reverberates out and touches other souls, urging them to awaken, urging them to shift in their consciousness, so that they too may share a deep relationship with their Creator, that they too may know the way to do so, receiving the great gift of divine love within the soul. Does this disrupt the flow of society? Maybe to a degree, but it is quiet and gentle. This is necessary because the world is too full of anger, resentment, blame, a need to be powerful and to dominate others. This is the way of the human condition. It has only brought pain to many. The way of God is a gentle breeze that kisses the soul and awakens it in light and love. It is a challenge to exercise your will in such a way that is in harmony with love and is in harmony with God's, walking gently upon the earth, clear and sure of your footsteps, truly in harmony with the will of God. In this harmony, you open the doors to the flow of His blessing to humanity. It is not for you to direct these blessings but to be in that state of grace and to walk in the light of His love, doing so in the simplest and most rudimentary way, walking in the world with a sort of innocence, and yet empowered with the desire of the soul to serve and to be connected to God. To possess unity of purpose is a great boon to your soul and its continued awakening. To be His instrument clearly and beautifully, brings to you many blessings and helps you in your awakening. The marriage of will and humility must come in order to be the powerful instrument that you wish to be, for if your will is predominant and overshadows those more sensitive and gentle parts of you, which are your soul, then much of God's intention is lost within the interpretations, which come with willfulness. Thus, if a shifting of consciousness from that well-worn and well-imprinted patterns of willfulness is not acquiesced by love and the soul gaining its rightful place within the consciousness of the individual, then the quality of your service, the effectiveness of your service as God's instruments will be limited by the power of your willfulness. Free will is a gift. Every individual possesses this gift. It is a powerful gift. As one progresses upon the divine path, there is a need to approach this gift with maturity and wisdom, not allowing the force of free will to run roughshod over one's life and decisions in life, seeking something beyond this predominant aspect of life's experience. As one goes to the soul and seeks the wisdom of the soul, then there is a calming of this force within the individual and in time, a transformation of it, so that there is a joy, which comes from allowing God's will to dominate and inform one's actions. Without the power of God's love within the soul and the awakening of the soul and all its faculties and abilities and the implementing in a conscious way of the wisdom that comes with the soul, then the willful taming of the element of free will within the individual will become a great challenge, requiring great effort. Yet, as love encompasses the consciousness of the individual, this transformation comes readily. There is a great appreciation and understanding of why one's free will must be a harmonious part of the individual rather than claiming dominance, as it is readily empowered by the mind with its thoughts and desires. It is a powerful spiritual goal within the individual to attain inner harmony. Harmony must come with balance between the soul and the mind, and the eventual merging of both into one consciousness, one active and whole being which has been transformed by the great gift of divine love. Without this transformation, the power of divine love within the soul of the individual, they must rely solely upon the mind, and the machinations and perspectives of the mind, in order to live in this material world and live in the spiritual world as well. True spirituality comes from understanding the soul. It comes from that wordless knowing, insight and vision that comes with the awakened soul. Its faculties contributing to your consciousness in such a powerful way that your view of the world will indeed change. Your view of yourself will change. Your view of life will change. This is inevitable because those parts of yourself that you will use to interact with the world and interact in your prayers and your inner world will be transformed by the awakening of your soul in all its glory and wonderment. A simple thing like free will will be transformed as well. You will no longer have a need to be powerful in the way that you perceive power. Instead, you will be empowered in love. In that gentle and humble way, you will become more powerful than you ever were as a mere human, engaging in a material world. What will satisfy you, what will uplift you, what will gratify you, will not come from those perspectives of the mind and those learnings that have been placed within you from an early age. Instead, your desires, thoughts, and deeds will be more a reflection of your soul than your mind, and in good time, will be a reflection of the integration between the two, where great wisdom, knowledge and perception will be common within your life's experience. You will be an example of what humanity is destined to evolve into. You will be a living, breathing individual, who carries with humility the great truths and understanding of those truths that is of God's creation. You will be a teacher and a healer. Gifts of prophecy, gifts that will bring comfort and manifest many things through you, will be a natural part of your existence upon the earth. You will be able to manipulate matter in such a way that it will be harmonious in your world and comply with the laws of God. Your bodies will not age as they do now, but this aging will slow and your lifespan will be lengthened because much that is of disease will not live within you as a reflection of releasing the human condition within you. You will know great joy and great love, and you will see the world from this perspective. No matter whom you may encounter, no matter what may happen in your life, the power of this joy, of your wisdom and perspective, will be far greater than anything that is a reflection of the human condition. You will be in alignment with the forces and blessings that God is bestowing upon the earth. This shall nurture you, and you will show others how it may nurture them. We will be with you in great numbers and in close rapport. The law of attraction will ensure this, for the greater is your light, the easier and deeper is the rapport, so that you may communicate with us readily, and we with you, working together as God's channels of love and light. There is much in store for each soul willing to take the journey of their transformation through love. The powers that you will discover, the abilities that will unfold, the beauty of your soul awakening and expressing itself in all its glory will be remarkable and extraordinary. You will be the forerunners of the new way of man, a new race that is meant to unfold in accordance with God's plan, which seeks greater harmony in the universe. You will find yourselves in contact with many forces, many beings from other planets, many others upon your earth, who are great lights, and your numbers in what you call the divine love movement, will grow exponentially as you grow and express the light that you carry. You will be guided, beloved souls, and you will find your way. Nothing can truly inhibit you now, for many of you have such great light within. You continue to grow. Be strengthened by that light. Continue to seek the great blessing of God, His love flowing within your soul. Many things will open to you that will surprise you, truly awakening you, and bringing great joy to you. God has an unlimited bounty of blessings to give. May you be open to what He has to give to each of you. May you be truly who you are meant to be. May the wonders of your being expand and grow in love, so that you may see the universe as it is, all of God's creation as it is, and what wonders will come in this vision, what wonders will open as your souls open to God. God bless you, beloveds. I am your brother and friend, Jesus. I come to you with love and appreciation, for I see the wonders and the potentials that God has created within you. This brings to me great joy, great appreciation and love. God bless you, beloveds. God bless you.